It's all good.
Okay.
I am not on my A game. I'll say that.
It's a good day for you to observe.
I would say it's a good day for me to release some stuff. I just got hit with a $21,000 repayment from Amazon. So for quitting.
Wait,
What does that mean?
yeah, what does that mean? What's a repayment?
So apparently I signed something along the lines of my relocation document, and they're saying that it was based on 2 years worth of work. And so the prorated amount is $21,000 that I owe them.
Because you're technically supposed to live where you're living for another year.
I was supposed to work for them for another year in order to work off my relocation. Although I've never heard of a relocation costing $39,000 in any company I've ever worked for.
Uh-oh.
But it's okay. I'm centering into the flow of money and just saying that it's going to ebb and flow and I'll be okay.
Oh my gosh. It's like another universe test of like, are you sure you want to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure you're doing this?
I mean, I don't have a choice. I can't go back because I quit. So I've got to do it now. It's just like, I'm just going to.
Crystal.
Yeah. So crunchy.
Oh.
I canceled my afternoon call with a potential client. I'm like, I'm going to reschedule this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost not really fair because you've already quit.
Yeah, they're saying it. I said sign something. I've never heard of. At most companies, it's 1 year, which it would have been maybe. I've never again most reload packages I've had were maybe about $12,000 worth of value. I've never heard it being $39,000. Like, I'm what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a hold of my my tax accountant and finding out how I can write that off in some fashion, because that'll just mentally make me feel like if it's either towards my last year taxes or this year taxes, then at least I can be like, okay, this will come back in some fashion. I can just let it go.
Yuck.
A little shock to the nervous system at 6 a.m.
Yeah. Anything anyone wants to share besides being hit with a really large bill, feeling a little nauseous? How things are going, if you've tried anything this week.
I tried writing a letter from my shoulder.
How'd it go?
It was really challenging to not write it from myself. And then I'm noticing that today my shoulder hurts a lot. Not my shoulder, my trap, like in the wing area, which is where it all travels, kind of like it relocates itself, always on the right.
That was my question, is like, where was the original pain for the injury?
My wrist, because it was like a fall on the wrist. But it like displaces itself.
Interesting.
I wrote the letter.
What'd you do with the letter after you wrote it?
I haven't done anything with it. I think I want to read it and like feel it a bit more, because I feel like I was writing it, but I wasn't really feeling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then maybe burn it or flush it.
Yeah. Do one of those or bury it. Another really good activity actually you can do is after you write it out, you go outside in nature and you can do like a little nature walk or a mindfulness walk to get a little grounded. Find a tree that you're drawn to. And again, you might want to be somewhere where not a lot of people are, but find a tree and you actually share your story with the tree. Like you just verbally just tell everything that you're feeling and the synopsis and the story, and then ask the tree to take all that information and hold it for you and recycle it back down to the earth and let it go. So you could also do that and then burn the letter or bury the letter by the tree. That's a good one. Okay. So muscle testing. I learned this through my spiral training, but essentially it's any kinesiology person can muscle, like anyone can muscle test, and no one owns muscle testing, or it comes from many schools of thought. But the concept being, there's actually a really good book called Power versus Force, that he kind of goes into all of this, into the energetics behind muscle testing. He was a kinesiologist and a chiropractor, and he was doing muscle testing, and he wanted the science and the knowledge behind it. So he started putting everything on a scale of 1 to 100 and muscle testing numbers of 1 to 100. And essentially, so he was doing two things. He was creating the scale, and he was also muscle testing different things. So essentially, what he had a blind study where he had his clients either hold vitamin C packets or sugar packets, and they had no idea what it was. And every single time they held the vitamin C, the client was strong, and they would muscle test strong. And every time they held the white sugar, their muscles would be weak. So he started doing that with a lot of different foods and a lot of different products. Hi, Tracy. And then he started doing it with emotions. He started doing it with plants. He started doing it with medicine. Like, he just started testing everything. And essentially what he came up with is a scale of emotions from 0 to 100. And at 0 sits emotions like shame, sadness, guilt, fear. At the other end of the spectrum is joy, enlightenment, I'm blanking what's, but like joy and enlightenment, like you're enlightened, being in the enlightened state, oneness, wholeness. So that's essentially what he did. But the theory behind it is that when we have something that's good for us, bless you, when we have something that's good for us, our whole musculoskeletal system becomes strong. And this kind of gets into a little bit of Monday's concept of the proprioception and the musculoskeletal system and how that communicates to the brain. So when we hold vitamin C, we're strong. When we eat something that's good for us, our muscles are strong. When we eat sugar, our muscles get weak. When we eat things that aren't good for us, like I actually do this for gluten because I have celiac. And if I don't know if something has gluten in it, I muscle test for it. And since I've started doing that, I haven't been sick in restaurants or at parties since, because my body knows, like, please don't feed me that. So we can use muscle testing as a really quick way to be like our yes or our no. And it gets a little more complicated than that, but I kind of think of it as a way of like, this is good for me, this is not good for me. This is good for my client, this isn't so good for my client. My client system resides with this. My client system is in flow with this. My client system is not in flow with this. And it doesn't always have to mean a yes or a no. It can also be an indicator change, that there's a change in the system enough for the subconscious system to go, oh, wait a minute, something's changed and something's different here. And it doesn't mean that it's true. And that's a big concept, is like, just because you muscle test doesn't mean it's true. It's like true for that moment, for that body, for that time, for you and them. So it's a guide. I use it as a guide. And I can post, there's a kinesiology chart, like a general kinesiology chart you can Google and get offline. I can post that in the portal. And then, and actually this is how I met Tracy, there's an emotion chart that I use called Clear Your Shit, which is essentially the kinesiology chart with a few different minor changes. It's essentially the same thing. People also use, there's a modality called emotion code. Same idea. He put things into like rows and columns. So he does like A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He clumped emotions that are really similar together. And the way he tests is like, is this column 1, 2, 3, 4? It's column 4, row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then he'll read the emotions that sit in that. So it doesn't just have to be emotions. It could be, should I eat this thing? Should I not eat this thing? The way I use it is it's a quick way to ask questions, quicker than me tuning into, sometimes depends, tuning into my intuition and sitting with my intuition and asking questions. Like sometimes I can ask the client, is this physical, mental, emotional? I'm making this up. The emotion breaks. So I do physical, mental, emotional, energetic, or spiritual as a guide. So I'm like, okay, this is an emotional thing. This is going to be the quickest way to start addressing this issue, is to look at the emotions. I use it as a guide, and this will come in later once we have so we did body talking. We're going to do some more body talking today. We're going to do ancestral stuff. We're going to do collective stuff. We're going to do birth stuff. So you can start to use it as a way of like, is this a birth thing? Is this a childhood thing? This is a teenage thing. Okay. Tell me what's coming up for you around your teenage years. And I always like to kind of give it up to the client, and depending on the client's intention for the session, like I don't always jump to this. It's just for me when I'm like, they tell me something and I don't know really where to go, or I have an intuitive hit that it might be a birth or childhood thing and I want a muscle test for that, then I'll do it. And I also use it at the end of the session to make sure their body is back on planet Earth and integrated. And I'm not sending them out the door or the ending our call with them a mess, especially if we get into some traumatic stuff. So I do the same, like, are you integrated physically, mentally, emotionally, energetic, and spiritually? And I see if one pops, just to be like, oh, they're not integrated physically. So I might ask them, like, how are you feeling in your body? Like, what's going on physically for you right now? What does your body need right now? Or what little task can you go do as soon as we get off the phone that will make your system integrate everything we just brought up and swapped around and tried to rewrite the story on? So that's how I essentially use it. The way to start using it for yourself. And I will tell you, I was really lucky with muscle testing in a way, because I grew up doing the lean test, which is essentially the same thing. You did too, Diana. Yeah. So the lean test is where you hold something, ask your body, like, should I drink this? And allow your body to lean one way or another. So if you lean forward, that's your yes. If you lean back, that's your no. And I started doing that as a kid because my parents took us to super hippy dippy chiropractors and that did muscle testing. In the 80s, no one did that. And they had us on like herbs. And then I started asking myself, like, well, do I really need these herbs? Do I really need these supplements? Especially when I started buying them myself when I was like 17, 18. Here's a doctor telling me, like, you need to pay $60 worth of supplements. I was like, do I? I don't know. Like, I'm going to ask my body if it does. And so I've just always started doing that. And I did that with a lot of things. I would be at the Whole Foods grocery store in my 20s, like holding different things to my body in the store, like trying not to look like a complete kook. and I would, but that was innately already in my system, like this trust and this understanding that my body knows better than my mind. Yeah, go ahead, Diana.
I'm not so familiar with muscle testing. I had learned it in like a basic theta healing class or course. Mm-hmm. I understood muscle testing, and what I'm hearing is it's not the case, that is actually like what your subconscious believes.
It can be, yeah. Because it's like, I wouldn't know that say we're going back to being integrated. I might go to the point where it's like physically, I'm not integrated, and I would have no clue, but my subconscious does.
Yeah, like we were testing a lot on like, do I believe myself to be worthy? Do I believe myself to be lovable, or all of those things? And then getting to like what your subconscious believes. So seeing that there's this gap, like, no, I don't believe myself to be, but consciously I do, right?
Yes. Yeah. Which is then where the emotions can come in. So I think I'll go there next, because I like to start with the tangible objects that we can see and hold, or like eat. Like you can go in a crystal shop, and I just have a couple rocks here. So I have a stone, and I can be like, should I put this in my pocket today? And it's like, nope, like this doesn't really need to go in my pocket. This is a really powerful stone anyway. So it's like, I don't know if I need it in my pocket. Ooh, Tracy, talk about that. What you just put in the chat.
Oh, you put me on the spot. You can attune your muscle testing to your subconscious, your superconscious, your higher self, or your conscious. I don't know if anyone in here is familiar with pendulums, but pendulums are it's pretty much the same thing as using muscle testing. It's your body, and you can attune it. You just have to set that intention, and your higher self will drop down that, hey, we're going to start using your body for, to get levels of information for the conscious, higher self, subconscious, all of those levels. It's just, you have to set that intention. But once you start practicing and you do it, over and over and over, like to the level where Leisha is, like, you're doing it. Like, I'm pretty sure, Leisha, like, you're so comfortable with the charts and stuff that your body just like knows things. It just knows. And how can I say this? You can pretty much create a chart for anything. She was talking about all these different charts, but these charts are, the more that you use them with your body knows them. And after a while, it's pretty much your intuition, just so you know. You'll get to a point where you just know. Like, I used to use muscle testing. I've used pendulums. I don't use them anymore because I don't need them. But I feel like for anyone, like, I could still use them if I'm ever in a state where I feel like I can't really access my intuition, if I'm just not in a state, I can always go to those tools. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But you can attune it to anything.
That makes sense. I like that. And I like that. I probably do just automatically attune it, like conscious, unconscious, but I'm just doing it not knowing that I'm doing it. Yeah. And I agree with the charts. It's like, that's why I say I now use muscle testing as a quick guide. Mm-hmm. When I know my intuition, if I might need to take a minute longer to hear it from my intuition versus like, let's just muscle test this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all it is. It's just your intuition. It's just a tool to access your intuition. And if it's someone that's not really in tune with their intuition on a deep level, to where they've merged all those different bodies, their conscious, higher self, and all of them with it, it's not as easy. They're pretty much just accessing, I don't want to say nothing, but you're pretty much accessing your subconscious, like she was just saying. Like, it's just subconscious, because you haven't really merged those.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be on default.
Cool. That makes sense. Thank you, Tracy.
And what do you guys mean by the charts? Like using like emotional, like the emotional freak? Okay. All right.
So I can load this chart, or there's the kinesiology chart, which is like pretty much the same thing. It's just put in a different order. The emotion code chart. It's like, find the one that works with you, that resonates with you. And I can post all of those. I think the emotion code chart is downloadable. That's actually what I use. It is? Okay. That's what I used to use before I started using this chart, was the emotion code chart, because that's all I knew that there was. And then I looked at the kinesiology chart, and then like you could make your own, like Tracy said. I actually have people I know that have made their own. So it's like whatever works. So a really easy way to start. So Tracy, I know you have experience. Diana, it sounds like you have experience. Steph, you have experience from working with me. And then Crystal, like, do you guys use this? What's your experience level with this?
As far as muscle testing?
Mm-hmm.
I've done it more for to spot my intuition, particularly when I was like this last year of like, should I quit my job? Should I date this man? Like, and definitely it's like led me in ways. So.
Okay. And Steph, what about you?
Just, well, because I don't see clients the way everyone else had the outlier, but you've done it for me, on me, however to say that. But I mean, I've never really tried it on myself, just because I guess I haven't really known how, or I just come to you or another friend that does it and said, walk me through this. So.
Right. Especially sometimes it's like, yeah, that's just easier.
It's just easier.
Yeah. And sometimes our conscious gets in the way of our subconscious, so then the truth isn't actually coming through. So it's helpful to have another person test for us.
Like deep down, does my subconscious holding on to something? And so I want someone else to read and see how close I think I was.
Okay, awesome. So you guys, if the lean test is what you're using now, like you can keep using it, like, or you can do the fingers. And if you're not used to the fingers, an easy way is to choose weaker fingers so that you can feel the subtleties of it, like pinky and thumb and ring finger. You could do pinky and pinky and thumb on each side, because it's really subtle. And so what it feels like is like, yes, 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 no. I practice with like telling people, when you're learning this, look around your room and say objects: plant, light, door, and then misname an object: dog. That's the subtlety you're feeling for. So then, I don't know if I'll do this now. Like I might do this as it naturally comes up. I'm feeling is that, because the basics I've said is like, is this physical? Is this emotional? This is mental. Okay, this issue that this client just came to me with is mental. So we need to sit here and probably look at what's going on with the mind and do some mindset work. That's kind of how I use it. If I get the intuitive hit that something's going on ancestrally, or that it's an issue in their life that feels really old, I will ask the question, is this from your past life? Is this ancestral? It can also be collective, and we're going to start to get into the different kinds of trauma on Monday. So that's another thing you can start to ask in your sessions to guide you. And again, I get that intuitive hit first, but then I can quickly be like, past life, ancestors. Okay, we need to figure out what's going on with your ancestors and why you're hanging on to this in your own life, kind of thing.
I do have a question on that, because I'm more, again, trying to, do some things for myself. So there's some things I feel I need to work through, which is why I wanted to take this class. Mm-hmm. How much, like if I did muscle testing on myself and I'm feeling things now starting to come out in my subconscious, blending with the conscious, how much am I going to trust where I break? My conscious broke because that's what I wanted to hear, but that may not be true. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm trying to say? Versus having a neutral person do it, ask me the questions and then do it.
Yeah. I think that the more that you trust yourself, the better. Like, it's for me, it's all about how much are you trusting yourself and how much are you trusting the process? Because you could also come to me and I could be a really bad practitioner and give you really bad answers, but you trust me.
Mm-hmm.
And so we do this crazy thing where then we make that our reality and then it becomes true. So I feel like, yes, our conscious can get in the way, especially if we don't want to hear the answers. And this is where I actually start to go more into human design now, more than muscle testing, for what our superpowers are and our conscious and unconscious. And it's complex. But if you get an answer and you're questioning it, ask a different way and ask tomorrow. And see what you get tomorrow. And sometimes what I do is like, I'll get an answer and I'll be like, really? I don't like that answer. I'll ask again and I get the same answer and I'll be like, damn it. That's the subconscious giving you something and you're like, oh. So, and practice, like Tracy said, the more you're doing it, the more you'll start to trust yourself. The more you'll understand it. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, it did.
Okay. So I think the emotional clearing piece where then we start to do emotions, I think I'm going to do, rather than teaching it, I'm going to wait for it to come up organically. But until then, you guys can start to ask yourself yes, no questions. You can start to look at a chart and test through the emotions. And Diana, kind of what you were saying too, it's like, do I trust my self-worth? Do I, it's like asking, kind of getting deeper questions. Like I said, like you can test it around food you're about to eat to see if your body really wants it. You can start to do it with your clients when they come to you with an issue and be like, okay, just quickly, is this physical, mental, emotional, energetic? This is energetic. We need to address this from an energetic standpoint.
When you're doing this with a client, are you doing the testing or having them do it and you're observing?
I do the testing. So I always ask for permission first. So I always say, do I have permission to muscle test for you? And they say yes. And I show them like, okay, here's your yes. Here's our agreement. I've never had anyone say no. I've had someone say yes and have it break. So they're saying yes, but subconsciously it's a no. So I sit there and just say, okay, like your subconscious is saying no. What do we need to do to like, do you have questions about muscle testing? Are you uncomfortable about me muscle testing for you? And then we kind of go into it and then it gets to be a yes. Yeah. I'm trying to think like, so Steph, for you to get like really clear and clean on it, do the one where you walk around the house and practice naming objects, misname an object and feel the subtlety of that break. And then start to ask yourself some of those deeper questions. And then we'll clear and do emotional stuff. I'm just gonna like set the intention, it's gonna come up organically in the next couple weeks. Yeah, practice with it. Let me know what questions you have. You can throw them in the chat or ask me in here. And any more questions or we'll move forward. Okay. Did anyone listen to the podcast I put in the group? The MDMA part? You did, Steph? It's interesting, huh?
Realize I'm you. Yeah, I didn't get the whole way through. I got like, I think first 30 minutes of it. And it was, yeah, I wanted to finish it. I just got I didn't have the time to finish it when I started it last night, but it was good.
Yeah. The guy's voice was kind of annoying, so I didn't make it all the way through. But it's just fascinating what they're doing with psychedelics and trauma these days. And it's like really cutting edge. And here in the States, the FDA actually fast-tracked psilocybin research studies for depression and anxiety because they were.
I need to get on one of those. If I'm gonna job I have, maybe that's my transition.
Maybe so, Steph. It's going to be literally the FDA fast-tracked it because they were having such amazing and outstanding results using psilocybin with anxiety and depression.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, something interesting to watch. And it's coming up more and more for my trauma clients asking me about it and what I think and if I know people and therapists that use it. Yeah, Tracy, go ahead.
My friend is using it. He's a psychiatrist and he was a former neurosurgeon, believe it or not.
Wow.
Now practicing as a psychiatrist, but he's using it. He's using a lot of those, but I don't know a lot about it yet, but I'm supposed to go down and learn about it like one of these weekends coming up. But he's getting a lot of success with it, he said.
Yeah. Do you know what he's using?
I don't. Like I said, I don't know all the details, but I do know that he is having success with it. He does ketamine too for PTSD and has had a lot of success for that. I'm actually about to get certified to be able to do that too. Cool. But he's doing that. He did tell me like, a good amount about it, but I don't know that much about it yet. But he said he's having success with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've only heard one bad review of someone doing a ketamine clinic.
Oh, you mean the ketamine? Yeah, they have good, for PTSD specifically, very good results.
Cool. I think she just wasn't in a great clinic and they were just opening.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't sound like
well, there's other factors, there's like other things, but for the most part, like I haven't seen, and I mean like hundreds, I haven't seen military. I've worked with like a lot of military, hundreds. They've had really good results with ketamine.
Interesting. So again, that portion, the podcast is totally optional. In the first 20 minutes, she just gives a really great review of trauma versus PTSD versus what's going on in the brain. And that's why I put it in there. I was like, whoa, this is on it. Like, this is great. And then it goes on to talk about the MDMA, which again is just totally optional, just kind of interesting for what's coming up currently. Actually, while we're on that topic, there are 2 Instagram women I follow accounts, and I'll share their names with you if you want them. One is all about somatic trauma release and using the body, the holistic psychologist. I don't know if any of you follow her, and she just published a book. And then on the other end of the spectrum is this other woman, and I'm totally blanking her Instagram account. I think she's called like The Real Scientist or something, and she studies trauma. And she's science. She's all science. And I actually really like reading her posts, even though sometimes I have a little emotional response and a little trigger to some of the things that she shares, because I tend to fall more on the somatic holistic psychologist lady end. But that's why I like to read this side. And she kind of does it in an interesting way. She actually will call out the holistic psychologist a lot and be like, according to science, this is why what you're saying isn't true. And she does that to different people. Interesting to note, and this is just my own thing. She said, she had an Ask Me Anything in her stories, and I was flipping through what people were asking her and her responses. And someone asked her, how are you feeling today? That was actually their question. And she said, oh, thanks for asking. I have a lot of pain, and I have a lot of pain issues that I'm constantly working with. And I had this thought of like, isn't it interesting, like that you're having a lot of pain in your body and you poo-poo the somatics? Like, what would happen if you allowed yourself to kind of open up that door? But she put it into a very science-based based perspective, which made a lot of sense. I like a lot of her posts because they give me a lot of information of like the neuroanatomy and the neuroscience, and like she's well trained. So I like to take in, I think she's a psychotherapist. I'll find her name. I like to find the two ends of the spectrum and observe them both and just sit with them and use them as information and see what works. If you guys are into following stuff like that on Instagram. All right. So last week, Diana and Crystal swapped. We practiced body talking. I was here as a like, I'm your call your friend if you get stuck. I'm the person that you can ask questions to if you have no idea what step to take next. And again, this is practice. The point of this is to like practice what we're learning. Steph or Tracy, did either of you watch the video from last week to see? You did? You did not. Okay. So this is practice. We're specifically starting with the therapeutic imagery and dialogue with the body to start. Because I feel like this is one of the easiest ones. And then as we start to layer in the other stuff, the sessions will start to open up to a broader perspective of wherever the person needs to go. It's not going to be so like specific to just body talking, but body talking is a really easy way to get used to dialoguing with different parts of our subconscious and bring the subconscious up to the conscious. And yeah, like I thought it was Crystal and Diana did great last week, and Diana, because Steph's gonna watch the recording anyway or see it. There was this moment where Diana was like, I've already processed this. Like, why is this coming up for me? And so it's like, oh yeah, yes, you have processed it. You've processed it from here and from journaling and from mind setting. You haven't processed it from your shoulder. You haven't asked your shoulder's opinion, your shoulder's perspective. And there's some things it would like to talk about and share and say. And she has shoulder pain. That's how we got there. So it's using this technique for people that have pain, issues, problems, and we'll start to broaden the kind of imagery and dialogue as this course goes on to other pieces. So Steph, how are you feeling? I would love for you to receive, obviously. How do you feel about facilitating? No. Okay. Totally okay. I support you in that. Crystal or Diana, do either of you want more practice today? No. Crystal, I can't hear you.
I'm good either way. I'm a little tender, so I'm like, either way I can go.
Okay. All right. So Tracy, do you want to facilitate Steph first and take her through some dialoguing and some imagery, or would you like to receive first? You're muted too.
Right. Could I receive first so I could kind of get comfortable with the process and then do it?
Totally.
Do we have time?
Yep, we do. I'm going to set a timer for about 20 minutes. We're going to be, it's not, obviously it's not like a full session. I'm just going to feel into this for a second. Crystal, I'm going to leave it up to you. If you don't feel up to it, no pressure. If you want to use this as a space to practice, great. If you don't feel up to it, then I'll facilitate. And you're muted, by the way.
Yeah, I think my brain's not quite ready for facilitation today.
Okay. I've just already facilitated Tracy, but it's okay because I'm sure I'm going to facilitate all of you eventually. So let me set a timer.
Are we following the steps that were on the PowerPoint?
You can, that's more of an outline, like if you want that. The last slide as well from last week were a bunch of questions just to start to help you figure out what questions to ask. But you don't have to. Like if you have a way that works for you, great. Like use
I like the way it was outlined.
Okay.
I like structure.
Yeah. So Tracy, I'll just have you take a minute to bring your awareness to your internal body. And just take a few breaths. And trusting your own inner wisdom or your own inner awareness. Just see what area of your body stands out to you the most. Or if there's a nagging issue that you have, or something that you just want more information on your jaw. Okay. So just bringing your awareness to your jaw. What do you notice as you bring your awareness there?
It's looser now, but I have issues here with my jaw. It gets really tight. I grind my teeth at night. And then I have these really bad headaches when it happens sometimes. It just gets really tight and then it's very nagging, a nagging pain.
Okay. And how long has that been going on that you remember?
Since I was a teenager.
So a while.
It's gotten worse in the last 2 years. And then got really worse recently, like in the last 6 months. It's getting better now than it has been. It's gotten a lot better actually, but it's still there.
Okay. All right.
Don't know why the hell I do it.
Yeah, the grinding. Yeah. Okay. Do you wear a night guard?
Subconscious. Yeah, I do. I do. It's one of those unexplained, but I know stress is supposed to be, but children do it in their sleep, like kids. I don't know.
So just because this is a teaching opportunity, if I was gonna open up all the tools in the toolbox, this would be a great place for me to actually muscle test, honestly.
Cool.
So I could ask Tracy do I have permission to muscle test for you?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so I'm gonna just ask her body, is this physical, mental, emotional, energetic, and spiritual? So it's emotional and spiritual. So that's, again, this is just guiding me. It's giving me a little bit of information. I'm not going to do any emotional clearing at this point, but it kind of gives me an understanding of where I might want to go or what I might want to start to feel into in my own body. What does that bring up for you when I say this is emotional and spiritual?
Immediately I got a vision that it's a past life vision, like it's something past life. And I also got that, I got like, yes, that's correct, that it is emotional and it's very correct.
Okay. So are you open to doing some therapeutic imagery and dialogue with your jaw?
Yes.
Okay. And just allowing your jaw to speak for itself, but use your voice. So So as you tune into that space and bring awareness in that space, if your jaw could say anything or share anything, what would it say or share?
I feel very overworked and tired. I feel like an old person. I'm just worn out. I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but that's what I'm getting. It just feels very, yes, I feel just very worn out. You're hurting me here. You're killing me here.
I have an interesting question for the jaw. Who's hurting you?
Tracy, I'm hurting. Tracy's hurting me.
Okay.
She keeps on messing with me and messing with me and messing with me. And I just, now my joints and everything's all discombobulated and yeah.
Okay. So as you guys are listening, just kind of see what stands out for you, especially, yeah, just as you're listening, like what words are kind of like piquing your interest or kind of make your gut go, Because we kind of talked about that a little bit last week. Like, what words is she saying? And then we're going to use her own words to help continue to facilitate the process. So one more question for your jaw that I should have asked in the very beginning. What do you like to be called? Should we call you Jaw, or do you have a name?
TMJ. 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 TMJ.
Interesting. So the name alone gave us some more information because the jaw could be so much. But it's like, no, I'm here. It's the TMJ, the actual point. So Tracy, how do you feel when TMJ says that you're hurting it?
It feels weird because I mean, I feel like we're two separate people, even though we're not. So it's a little weird doing this. This is different for me. So I'm being honest, like it's just, I feel a little disconnected from it, like a separate entity, if that makes sense. So this is just a little weird because this is different. I've never done anything like this before, but I feel like we're separate, two separate things. Like this TMJ is a separate living entity and I'm this person. Yeah.
So what would your ideal outcome be? How would you like to feel?
I would like to not ever feel this anymore. I would like to not have to grind my teeth in my sleep. Even though the mouth guard is there, all it's doing is really protecting my teeth from damage, but it's not stopping that joint from me from getting tight in that area. So it's not stopping me from grinding my teeth in the first place, if that makes sense. I just want it to go away. I don't want it anymore.
Yeah. So it's interesting that the TMJ thinks you're the issue.
Yeah, I don't know I mean, I'm not conscious of it at all when I do it. I'm asleep. I don't feel it. I've had people record me doing it. Like I have no idea that I'm doing it. It's completely subconscious.
Yeah. So what do you want to tell TMJ? Because what I hear the TMJ telling you is you're doing it. How do you want to respond to the TMJ?
Well, you're making me do it because I'm not conscious of it. So, or tell me what I need to do so that you don't do that. Or, yeah, tell me what I need to do so that I won't grind my teeth anymore, so that I won't make you do that. Or, yeah, what do I need to do to stop?
Okay.
Because I'm not aware of it. I'm not doing it on purpose.
Yeah. So Tracy already like solved the issue. I didn't need to facilitate like the disconnect and the disconnect. It's the conflict. You're doing it. No, you're doing it. No, you're doing it. No, and she already got to the place of like, okay, well, tell me what I need to do then.
Oh, okay.
There didn't have to be this like, I didn't even have to come in and facilitate that. She did it on her own. So that's the conflict. The conflict is they each think they're doing something.
Okay. So that would be the next step is what asking what it needs to do, and us agreeing on.
Maybe, hopefully, like I'm holding the space of like, hopefully you guys come to terms of agreeing on something.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm just holding that open heart of like, hopefully there's resolution today, or some sort of like, aha. It's almost like I'm a therapist counselor for a couple.
Mm-hmm. So is the next step the same thing we did last time, where I ask, what do I need? What do you need? I ask TMJ, what do you need from me? Is that the next step?
Yeah, it's kind of what you said. You were like, well, what do I do? You think I'm hurting you. What do I do? Tell me what I need to do. So just take a few minutes to tune in, come back into internal body.
I immediately hear that I have to relax, and I have to wind down before I go to sleep. I have to remove stress out of my life. You just said that it's my career too that's causing the. So am I supposed to quit my job? Let me stop.
Isn't that what we got to 2 weeks ago too?
I actually feel better after that. But I'm just like, what? So yeah, that's what I got. That yes, I need to wind down. Yeah, and I honestly could do like I could do those things. Those are things that I actually could do.
Yeah. So in a real session, I would ask Tracy, what the fuck is up with your job? It's come up twice now. And both times you've heard you need to quit your job.
It's the stress. It's the stress. I think it's the stress of it. I mean, I actually like my job. It's the stress that's come up with COVID recently, mostly.
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense why your jaw's been worse the last 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
So your stomach and your jaw are both saying, hey, we really need you to relax. I don't have your notes from your stomach session. I would normally. I'd be tracking this. So both of them are saying, hey, you got to relax. So what needs to happen for that to happen? What do you need to do?
Well, I got visions when you asked that question. I got a like immediate visions of me like, and it makes sense because like I said, Leisha, it just got worse in the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if you know, I'm working on a doctorate program right now.
I think I knew that, but forgot. I've heard you mention it.
And I'm thinking of that maybe between that and I'm more relaxed now than I was. But I was like in the last 2 years, just like just constant go, 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 go. Yes. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not go, 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 go now, but even though I'm more, I wanna say I'm more relaxed, but I'm not totally relaxed. I do need to do more self-care. I do need to do more like meditation and stuff, winding down before I go to sleep. I am noticing that lately I'm getting all these calls or people asking me to do readings, and that's probably making it worse because I'm doing them before I go to, it's like before I go to bed and I'm not winded down. So, and there's a lot of things that I used to do that I don't do anymore, even though I have more time to, and I probably should start doing that, like meditating before I go to sleep, relaxing, maybe taking a bubble bath or yoga in the evening, or just the stuff that makes you relax. I'm not doing that. And I think that's going to solve. So I'm glad that brought that to light.
And I will say what I'm noticing now, and this is really true anytime there's a trauma or something traumatic or our lives get really stressful, it's when we start to come out of the stress and we're not there anymore, when we've slowed down, that we start to then process what the fuck just happened. Because that moment is survival, and we're like, just get me to the other side. And so now that people are, depending on how you look at this, and I'm not here to talk about COVID, but it's like the numbers are declining, people are getting vaccinated, the fear level collectively is dropping because of these things. And so a lot of people collectively are now coming out of the other side. And now is when they're like, oh man, I need some help. Like now I'm starting to notice some issues that I need to process, because now they have the capacity to process. This other time was survival. Our whole country with COVID went into survival.
Yeah.
For a while, for a lot longer than I think a lot of us anticipated.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And while they were in survival, there's marriages ruined, relationships ruined, and I'm getting those people coming to me for readings for things like that. Like, yeah.
So your own body, even though you're like, hey, it's actually not as bad as it was, I'm not as busy as I was. Your own body is coming out of this like, okay, now I can come up for some air. Like now I can start telling Tracy that I need her to chill the fuck out because we're not in survival anymore.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So you're super intuitive. Like, because Tracy's the easiest person in the world to facilitate because she's so intuitive and she answers all of her own questions.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's amazing.
But as you ask them, they're just like, I'm like, whoa, it just comes. It comes. It's how I read too for other people.
Yeah. So like with people like Tracy, I don't have to do that much. I just have to like reflect back what I'm hearing because she's so intuitive, and I'll allow her the space to tune into her jaw, which she might not.
I'm gonna start using you, Leisha, when I have my little moments. I'm like, I'm booking a session with Leisha because she could get it right out. Get it right out of me.
Just channel it. So is there anything else your jaw needs? Like now that you're listening and you guys are having a conversation, is there anything else TMJ wants to tell you?
Nurture.
Okay.
Stop chewing gum and eating hard stuff. Yeah. And do some meditations where I'm relaxing my face and my jaw.
Beautiful. Yoga Nidra is a great one too. Anything that you want to tell TMJ while TMJ is listening?
I'll do what you say. I'll do what you said. And you just hold your end of the bargain. Okay? But I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. And I'll let you guys know how the next few weeks turn out.
Yeah.
But that was very insightful.
Cool. Awesome. Just take a moment. I always like to thank TMJ for showing up, and thank you for showing up and being vulnerable.
Thank you, TMJ, for showing up, and you're welcome.
Yeah. Awesome. So is there anything your body needs to do before
shake it off? Oh. Okay.
Okay, Tracy, you are going to now facilitate Steph. I think you have the ability to pin Steph if you just want to see her face and not the rest of us. It's up to you. And I'm here. Like, I'm not going to jump in unless you ask for help. And while you get set up, I just have to turn my space heater
Can
down.
I hear? You said if I need your help, what do I do?
I'm just wave your arms or do this.
Just wave my arms like this?
Yeah.
And you could come in?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I can still see you, even though you have pinned Steph.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna go turn down my space heater, but I'll be right back.
I'm gonna close my drapes, so if someone walks by, my dogs don't freak out. They may still, but we'll try to prevent it. Oh, that made it dark. Okay.
Hi, Steph.
Hi.
All right. So we're going to start. If you want to close your eyes, that's up to you. And just take a few deep breaths. And then I want you to drop into your body. And first, I want you to relax, starting from the top of your head, your eyes, your cheekbones. Feel your jaws relax. Relax your mouth. Feel your shoulders relax. Feel your chest relax. Now your upper arms, your lower arms, your hands, your stomach, your hips. Relax your thighs, your knees, your lower legs, and your feet. Relax your entire body. And now I want you to notice if there's any part of your body right now that stands out to you, that's bothering you right now, or that has been bothering you.
My sinuses, head, ear area.
Is this something that you always have an issue with, or?
Yes, yes. I have pretty bad allergies, and the mask is a chronic sinus infection. It's good and I need to wear it, but I've had just a horrible pressure, and it goes up my head, down the back of my neck. But then I feel like it gets all blurred in my neck and something else is going on. So it's just from my neck up is what's bothering me.
So Leisha, you there? I wanted to ask her really quick something.
I'm here.
Leisha, is this something that I could muscle test for?
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Okay. All right.
Get permission from her.
I just need to get permission from you. Is it okay if I muscle test for you? Okay. So is this mental, emotional, physical, spiritual? Is your sinus problems? Is it mental, physical, spiritual, emotional? I got emotional. Okay, so emotions. So, if you could give it a name, what would you give the name?
I don't even, like, my mind just went blank. I don't even know if I could name it right now. Maybe some emotions are tucked so deep, I have not wanted to see them for a long time. And they're barely trying to come out. And because I can't really get them out, and if that's what it's linked to, I'm maybe not able to name it because I'm not able to get out what I think it might be stuck to, or the tip of what it might be stuck to.
Okay.
That's what came to me when you asked me that question. Like, no name, but yeah, there's an emotion that is so deep, it's not going to come out right now.
Okay. So can we call it no name right now?
No name is good. I like no name.
Okay. So is there anything that you want to say to no name?
That it's okay to work your way out of where you've been stuck.
Okay. And I want you to talk to no name now. I want no name to talk to you. No name had to tell you anything right now about this. What is no name trying to say to you?
I don't want to come out, is it will be really ugly.
Okay. Leisha, I'm stuck. Sorry.
No, it is. Well, and I will say before, I guess it would follow up on the question before, phone a friend, like we had our class Monday. So say we had a session Monday and we talked, about the brain and that. Monday night and Tuesday night, I had horrible nightmares. Horrible. Like I am a sound, solid, good sleeper. And Monday and Tuesday, my husband woke me up. And when he finally got me awake, I was sitting up, not screaming, but like, he said, making a horrible noise. And he was shaking me, and it took him a while to get me awake. And I think it was that emotion trying to come out. And then come Wednesday, I was like, nope, that sucked. You just right back. And that's probably no name. That's probably why I don't want to name it. And maybe that's, yeah, that just to add to no name and maybe why I'm having a hard time talking to it, or it's having a hard time talking to me.
So what does no name, if you were to talk to no name, what do you think that no name needs from you right now?
Forgiveness.
Okay. And Leisha, I'm stuck. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. This is a great learning opportunity. This is multi-layered. So
You picked a good one, Tracy.
yeah. And just to reiterate, our bodies don't, my belief is that our bodies don't, what comes up comes up because they know Stephanie's inner wisdom knows that Tracy's inner wisdom can handle this and hang. On some subconscious level, like Steph signed up for this course knowing that she would go through a process and that all of us here were playing a role in that process. Mm-hmm. So there's nothing that like we can't handle because her subconscious is bringing it to us. So keep that in mind.
She set her subconscious, or I'm sorry, no name needs forgiveness.
Yeah, and I want to point something out really quickly too, is that when you were like, I forget the question you asked, but her answer was, my mind went completely blank.
I asked her to name it, and she said she couldn't think of a name because she just went completely blank.
So right now, she's kind of in a state that, and then she went on to tell you about the nightmares. She's kind of in a state where like whatever's here is scary. Mm-hmm. So scary that it's not even willing to have a name. And I don't even know, like asking to speak to no name might not be the right step or the next step, because as soon as you asked her to even tune into it, her mind went blank. So she disconnected.
Okay.
She disassociated from it immediately.
I didn't realize I did that, but
I know.
Yeah.
But your language said that.
Mm-hmm.
Her language. So what I would do then, because she's disassociated from this piece so much, and to her and in her perception and her world, this is scary. This is a big deal. Mm-hmm. Which to me is that space of like, okay, we just entered some really sacred, delicate water. And we don't want to be too fast. We don't want to be too much. We don't want to be too soon. So this is the kind of thing where it's like, and Tracy, it's such a beautiful learning opportunity because I'm like, talk to the body. And Steph is like, well, I'm going to give you the biggest thing I have, which is beautiful. It means that she trusts you. That also means it might take the next however many weeks we have for something to come to resolution or to process or to, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So you are asking great questions and getting some really good clarity from Stephanie. Like, what do you need for this thing? Well, I need to forgive it. Like, I would keep going down that route right now.
So would I ask, like, what do you tell her to ask no name? What is it that you need to forgive? Is that okay?
Yeah. The other thing you could ask Steph is like, yeah, so Steph said, again, I don't remember the exact wording because we're out of it, but what do you need to do with no name? And she said, offer it forgiveness. The next question would be like, well, what does that feel or look like to you? Because what forgiveness
look like?
Yeah, because what forgiveness means to Steph and her relationship to no name could look like, who knows, like with Diana, it was like write a letter from your shoulder, right? Like it could look really different for Steph than it does for you.
Right. Okay. So, Steph, ask no name, what does forgiveness look like for no name?
And I would even say it for Steph. So Steph, for you, if you needed to forgive no name, what does forgiveness look like to you? Because she's disconnected from no name. No name's not talking right now.
I think this is where it's pretty stuck. And what does forgiveness look like? Impossible is the word that I got. And then I also got it won't clear until that can happen. And it's so it's a little bit stuck.
So if you were to give, I'm sorry. So no name is saying that it feels stuck. Could you tell me more about what it means by stuck?
That the conscious part of me, the logic part, and the emotional part wants to forgive, and a deep subconscious part of me cannot forgive.
Okay. And can you ask no name why the subconscious part of you can't forgive?
Because maybe I don't deserve to be forgiven.
Could you repeat that again? I'm sorry.
Because I feel I may not deserve to be forgiven.
Okay, so can you tell me, Steph, or I'm sorry, can you tell no name why you feel like you can't be forgiven?
That's a good question. I cannot right now. I guess I don't have an answer as to why I would feel that way, and then why no name remains stuck. Yeah, that's a good question that I don't have an answer to.
I'm stuck, Leisha.
Yeah, you're good. This is complex. So Steph, what do you notice in your body right now?
Pounding.
Your head's pounding.
Yes. Where I get that like pressure. Leisha knows I have a weak spot in my ear. I've had some just sinus issues, but that pressure is there, and then it just goes up the back of my head. It just feels like so much pressure just instantly came into my head.
What do you notice as you sit with that pressure and bring awareness to it?
That I can pull it down.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
it's the thought of no name and letting that out brought it up.
Is the pressure the same as no name? Or are those two different things?
It's linked.
They're linked, but they're separate.
I think so.
Okay. What happens in your body when we even say the name no name?
Nothing in my body. I see this little like gremlin thing. Like, wish you could all see what I see. Like a little gremlin thing is what I see. But I see it's out here. It's over here. It's not in me.
Okay. So again, Tracy, she's so disconnected from no name. It's not even like, it's not of her. It's not even, it's like on the other side of the room.
Uh-huh.
So this is where we have to like switch gears, because we actually shouldn't dialogue with no name because she's too disconnected from it.
Okay. So what would we do?
Yeah. So that's where we just kind of keep asking questions, like, what do you notice? What do you see? What do you feel? So that it's like we're doing some detective work right now.
Okay.
So she's really disassociated from this part of her. And I do think like this is going to continue to unfold over the next couple of weeks. Like, this is huge. To be honest, like Stephanie now knows that she's disassociates and from this piece and from this thing. Did you know that before, Stephanie?
No, I did not.
It's huge. I know it doesn't seem huge, but like this is a really big aha. Like, whoa, there is something in there that was probably pretty traumatizing, and the adaptive pattern that I created was a part of me that I can't even talk to or connect with or talk about. And that in and of itself might be enough for the session. Because again, it's like not too much, not too fast, not too soon. Like that moment of like, whoa, I disassociate. When it comes to trauma, it's like it has its own pace. And we just kind of respect whatever that pace is.
That's what I pick up intuitively, but I'm just trying to follow the process.
No, like actually the thing I wanted to tell you was like, Tracy, you're magical as fuck. So drop the process and do what you would normally do.
So I think there's something there, emotional, that happened that caused you anxiety when you were a child. So your sinuses are connected with your upper chakras, those chakras in that area. And anytime there's like tears that happen in that part of your body, they're normally associated with something that happened there. Do you have any history of anxiety?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I picked that up, that you had anxiety, and that whatever happened when you were a child, and I think you were probably like 6 or 7 years old, that it caused you it causes anxiety. And then I think that over time that it just kind of is affecting your, this part of your head, your sinuses. Although I think you've had that your whole life, the sinus.
I mean, allergies and that, but I feel it, I feel like there is a physical part. I have allergies and I react to things. I feel like there is something else though that flares it up or heightens a normal pollen allergy.
Yep. And you're right. You're right. You know your body, and you're absolutely right. But that's what I'm picking up. I'm picking up that something happened. It's there, and like Leisha said, you've dissociated from it. You're disconnected from it. But I do think something happened when you were a young child, and it is you dissociated from it, and it causes anxiety, and your nightmares could have something to do with it. Could have something to do with it too. But I just feel like I said, I feel like there's anxiety in your body, and just in general, I really feel it. And that's good you're taking this class, because that's going to definitely help with that for sure. But yeah, it's going to take time to uncover that, Leisha.
Let that land. And then Tracy, you see, awesome, great job. From a trauma perspective, like that's enough, right? Because it's like, that's enough for her system to integrate. And this is like the big piece where I'm so passionate about, and where there's that teeter-totter of like, what is too much to re-trigger them? It's finding that fine line from a trauma perspective, right?
I agree. When we started talking, I was like, I need some help. I don't really want to go deeper than that. So yeah.
I wasn't expecting that either. I was like, my work sucks is what I was thinking was going to come out. And then, well, because it does, but that's not what came out of my mouth. So that was a little bit, I was not expecting that to have come out of my mouth when we started. Yeah. So thank you for getting that much out.
It's huge, Tracy. It's huge. And that's the piece. I think that's like the awesome lesson here is like these little increments, and not as a therapist or a facilitator or a coach to push them into a place she's just not ready yet.
Right.
So I want to honor that it's 3:00. I'm happy to stay on longer just to break this down for another minute and make sure Steph's in a good space before getting off the call, but also no hard feelings if you're like, Leisha, it's 3 and I gotta go. Crystal, did you just hear that? I want to honor that it's 3:00. So if you need to pop off, and because I think you have Clubhouse calls right now too. But I'm gonna stay on for a few minutes and just like make sure Steph's in a good place and make sure Tracy's in a good place and there's no more questions. So, but if you need to leave, it's fine.
I'm gonna eat.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go take care of yourself.
Go meditate and so. Thanks, ladies.
Bye.
I'm going to head off as well.
Okay. Bye, Diana.
Thank you. Bye.
So, what was I saying?
We're going to make sure she's good before she gets off. So would I do the ask no name, think no name?
You could. I think in this case, I would just throw that out the window right now and just be like, Steph, how are you feeling right now? Like what's alive for you? You just had a big aha moment and you have your face is bright red. So there's still some heat moving.
I flush easy too. The joy of my skin tone and heat and my head, it all will show.
Yeah. So how are you feeling right now?
Really good. Like, oh my God, I have a lot of work to do. And so on the one piece, it's like, oh my God, we got a lot of work ahead of us. But like, did I just make some progress that I have not been able to make through yoga, through meditation, through Kalari, through training? Did I just finally crack something loose that for years has been stuck. So good. I feel good. Hot, really. Body is cold. My neck and my head are really hot, but that's normal for me. And yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
Good. The other question I want to ask you is about the nightmares. I just want to open the door that if this happens in the future, or if this happens tonight, or at any point, like that's what Voxer is for, because we are opening Pandora's box. We're starting to open up some really deep stuff. That container is there to support you and ask questions and have access to me in any way.
And you know what is interesting, and like with the line of questioning we went down with Tracy, you know, that you took me down, and like what we got, I was like, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, I was like, I should send a message to, you know, the group that this happened, because this is really fascinating. And so I picked up my phone to do it. And then my mind went blank. I had no words to type. I had no words to speak. I was just like, my mind just completely went blank. And I tried it a couple times to like, I'm going to send a message. And then my mind went blank. And so I was just like, oh, hell with it. I obviously don't have anything to say. But now in like what we just talked through was like, that kind of answers what may have happened. Like maybe there was a part of me that like saw that as a little breakthrough, but I didn't realize it was disassociating. And so I just thought, this is really weird. I guess I'm preoccupied with work. I'll put my phone down and go back to work, or, you know. So when it was really probably like, we're not ready to say those words.
Yeah. Tracy, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine.
Okay, good. I just
like I said, I was a little apprehensive, and I was like, Leisha, I need your help. A little apprehensive because like I said, I was just picking up the stuff I was picking up. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't really sure how to go for it.
Yeah. And you're an intuitive, you channel, like this is what you do. So it's like the tools that I'm teaching here are the tools to add to your already using amazingness, like what you're already doing. And so it's that line of recognizing she's disassociated. And then how do we approach it from that? And to be honest, it's hard because I wouldn't use body talking and dialoguing from a part that I just realized is disassociated.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you were put into a really hard position.
I was like, Leisha, you gave me a hard one. My first time. She gave me a hard one.
I thought what it was going to be, I hate my corporate job. It's been the same story for 5 years. Why can't I quit? I'm scared to quit. I'll be poor and homeless. Like, that's what I thought was going to come out. And then as soon as you asked the question and I let go of like controlling what was going to come out, I was a little shocked myself what came out. I did not mean to do that to you. I kind of felt like I just vomited all over the screen.
Oh no, you're fine. I wasn't sure what to do with like she was saying, someone that's dissociating from, like, we weren't taught that yet. So yeah, that's all.
Yeah. And Steph, like by all means, this is why you signed up for this class and why you're here. So you get to word vomit. You
Don't
get
apologize.
to word vomit. You get to be taken care of. You deserve to, like, this is why you're here. So keep letting go of control. Keep trusting the process. Like, it's going to keep unfolding.
Yeah, I do. I do. And I feel that. So thank you, Leisha, and thank you, Tracy. That was really, yeah, I don't think I would have vomited all over you had I not felt safe. So thank you.
Thank you for letting me into your energy field.
Yeah, Yeah.
So Steph, what do you need to do for the rest of today? Like, how are you feeling? What do you need?
You know what? I like actually surprisingly feel pretty light.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I think I need to just enjoy and just relish in how amazing I feel right now with what just happened, and just rest for a few days.
Tracy, I hope you're hearing that.
I feel like I could, but
Got an infusion of Tracy's angels.
Oh. So Steph, stay out of your head and just do whatever you need to do and reach out.
Can I ask a quick question? I was really curious to know what your human design was. Do you know what it is?
Know that much about that.
Okay.
I could tell you, it's not, I haven't put it into my program yet, but I could put it in the boxer.
But that helps me too, Leisha. Actually, it's really neat because I recently learned how to do human design readings. I intuitively picked up, what I found out was that the things that I would intuitively pick up about people, you can actually see it in their design. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is easy. I don't have to think about it. I can just look at their design.
It's crazy.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I'll ask permission from everyone and I can share them in the boxer group, a photo of them, if everyone agrees. Just because I think it's good knowledge for those of us that use it.
You know what mine is? You know what mine is?
Yeah, because you gave me all I need is your birthday and you filled it out in the intake form.
Oh, well, you have my permission. I would love to know it. I don't know that much about it. So that would actually be something I was interested in learning as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to spend a day doing some of that too. Just like, here's what this means. Here's what I'm seeing as far as the nervous system. And then Tracy, you can share what you're seeing as far as intuition stuff too, if you want.
That's good. It's going to be interesting to know what you do with it with the nervous system.
Yeah, again, it's like you. It's like I'm just noticing interesting patterns with people and their human design and like what they do. But
Leisha, do you know what your numbers are?
What do you mean by which numbers?
Your profile.
I'm a 6'2".
Oh wow. You're the role model. Okay, so you're basically acting like a 3 right now. Well, yeah, until you're about 50.
Yeah, they said late 40s.
Yeah, so you're pretty much acting like a 3, consciously, and then subconsciously. No, consciously.
I think consciously.
Yeah, and then you said 2. So you're also a hermit, right?
Yep. That's what's hard with the 6'2" is they're in conflict.
Yeah. So you're a extroverted introvert.
I sure am. And COVID did not help because now I realized I was an introvert thanks to COVID. And all my friends were like, let's see each other again. And I'm like, let's not. I really like my home now.
You're so funny. That's funny. That's good to know. That'll be interesting to learn what you see with the nervous system though when you start looking at the charts.
Yeah. I'll get permission from everyone and drop them in the group in the boxer. Tracy, do you need anything as far as facilitation or as far as your own process with feeling nurtured and taking time to rest at night?
No, I know exactly what I need to do. Thank you for helping me to point that out, and I'm going to start doing it. And it makes sense. It really does.
Okay. Awesome. Steph, if anything comes up, you can also text me privately too if you need to. That's fine.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you both.
Thank you. Thank you, Leisha. Bye-bye. I love these classes. Bye.
Oh, good. Bye.